Good morning, y'all. It's the 20th of February. Yesterday I put out a video talking about the stress relievers, or stress relievers that you should have implemented in your life. And I had some people that saw the video wanted me to go a little bit more in depth, and so I just wanted to throw a little revision out there so you guys kind of understood where I was coming from. So I'm going to try to make it short and sweet, and I'm really trying to not be so winded. I'm working on that, so I appreciate your patience, and I really appreciate the feedback, as well as for those that have more or less conversed with me one-on-one. Now, with that being said, if you have any questions and concerns, or there's something that you may need advice on, feel free to drop me a line. You can inbox me here through YouTube, or something more personal. I can be reached at soldiersaddict@yahoo.com, which is SOLDIERSATTIC@yahoo.com. Or if you're also doing social media on like Facebook, just Gerald Davis at Facebook. Just look under for location, Virginia Beach, Virginia, and my face will pop up. So as I was mentioning yesterday, this year is such a monumental year for your life. This is the year that more or less where you are going to emotionally shift into the path and direction that will facilitate your happiness. Now, to do so, you're going to have to make some decisions on what is truly important for you. Number one is your happiness. Now, as you always hear me put out there, you gotta love yourself. And when you truly are loving yourself, that means you're going to turn around and do the work that's required for you. You're not going to leave that in the hands of your environment, because you might not receive what you need back. And now, there should be a balance of vulnerability, but as well as responsibility. And if you're taking care of what you need to do for yourself, then your environment should reflect in your actions. You know, just like the ocean ebbs and flows. Now, with that being said, if you look back where you were 6 months ago to where you are now, you should see movement of change. Now, there's going to be doubts. We're human beings. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, but you got to focus on what you envision as what you ultimately want to do. What you're doing is placing the foundation for you to have the life that you deserve. So if there's something that you want to fulfill, well, you have to start doing the legwork. Now, I'm not saying take a position to cut people out of your life, but what I am saying is you have to be responsible for who you let in your life. If you're in an environment where it's just negative, you're not growing, why are you holding on to that? I've come to learn that only we can turn around and change our direct environment, because it's our lives. You can't put that dominion on someone else, but then again, you can't pass the buck either if you're not doing what you need to do. Now, you're probably wondering, not to get off topic, I'm looking around while I'm holding my cup, but what you guys don't see is this. See, right between my legs is, see, I noticed something about 2 weeks ago. Whenever I'm on my cell phone holding a conversation with a client, or if I'm doing work on this very laptop, Tyson will make it, he'll make sure that he gets his time. So, you know, and that which is a great segue to my point. If you're putting emphasis on the wrong things, it takes 100% effort just to manage your life. And if you're allowing things that are not helping you grow to influence or distract your life, then why are you doing that? You're doing yourself a disservice. And I'm telling you, I feel it in my spirit, I feel it in my heart. Springtime is going to be a very pivotal time in each and everyone's lives. But your summer, this summer, is going to be that summer that you're going to remember. You're going to be like, I remember summer of 2013, man. You know, like for those that may remember how they felt the summer of '89. Like, oh my God, he said '89. Yes. See, back then it was very carefree, and there was a lot of stuff going on in society at that time, and it was really reciprocated through the media, it was just a good time, and how can I say this? You could see creativity anywhere that you chose to look. I mean, from the fashion, the music, the environment, it was just a good vibe. And I really believe now things are starting to come full circle again, that 2013 is going to be that year, that summer, that is going to spawn a lot of good memories. But before you can have that, this period of time, it should be all about, I don't want to say self-preservation, but I will say self-maintenance. If you're allowing people in your life that are not helping you grow emotionally, mentally, or even physically in certain circumstances, it's okay to say no. Fall back. Reflect on what is truly best for you. Think about it this way. Would you leave your shopping list to a stranger? How about a distant family member? Of course you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that, because only you know what you need for your needs. So why are you allowing your emotional being to those that don't? It's just like I giving you a list that's written in Russian, and you don't. And even though you may have had all the best intentions, but you don't understand what I'm trying to convey. That's the same thing when it comes to communication. You can't have proper communication unless both recipients are open to receive what is being conveyed. So that's why I am explaining. You have to have a conscious decision on what you want to receive in your life. And guess what? When you place boundaries properly in your life will change. Here's the worst case scenario. As you are embracing your life and putting the foundation that is required for your happiness and emotional being, two things are going to happen. First of all, your environment is going to change. And number two, those that don't want to change, they didn't free up this space because they don't have access to you, which will validate their importance of the connection to you. Anything that is important, you're willing to cultivate. So don't trip on the small stuff. I tell everybody, leave your spiritual door open. Correction, I'm sorry, don't leave that spiritual door open unless it's for a betterment. But your emotional door, leave it open to a degree. Will you move out the way? Sorry. Reason why I say that, and I'm not trying to sound cold-hearted or anything, and get this. See, when you put your boundaries in perspective, you're not actually being vulnerable. You're actually showing strength, especially when it's done in compassion. If you have your boundaries in perspective, if you have your boundaries intact, you don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to even show an ounce of negativity, because the people that want to be in your life, they're going to grow just as much as you do. And the ones that ain't there, that's okay. Let them go. Just say peace. Hope you get there, and you keep it moving. Matter of fact, don't look back. Just keep it moving, because they're probably doing you a favor, because they're showing you that either A, they don't see your worth, B, they're not emotionally there, and the relationship is enabled. So therefore you got two people that are broken, thinking this false situation of, well, I'm broken, you broken, we can be together and be whole. No, that don't work. Don't fool yourself. You do the self-work, I do the self-work, and if it's meant, we'll grow. But that takes time, and you have to be willing to actually see it for what it is. See, a lot of people think that, well, if I have Johnny in my life, he's going to make me feel complete. I'm sorry to tell you this. You make yourself complete. Everything around you validates the wholeness within you. A lot of people, see, society don't paint that right. They want you to think that, oh, things has got to be this way. That's a big lie. That's a big lie, and it's all about money. It's all about making you feel vulnerable so you can spend money. Think about it. Look at how the media portrays things. I mean, even the movies, how they're portrayed. They're only portrayed in certain light. Just because they have to, so that they can make money. Ladies, you know that. Love stories ain't the way it is. That's just a fairy tale. But when you start loving yourself, your validation is priceless. So stop letting people sell you short. And when you do, you will have that smile on your face, that glow in your heart, and that pep in your step. But it should not feel like, I'm sorry, y'all, he's just, you can't see this, but he's just starving for attention. He gets it all the time. Hold on. Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Come on. See, you say, I just want to be on TV too. I just want to be here too. Alright. And here's another thing too, because I'm going over my time. It is good to make time for yourself. You know, like they say, fall back. Fall back. But make sure when you fall back, you're falling back to who you are. That's why the word heal, the process of healing, when you heal, guess what happens? You find yourself through reflection, because you love yourself. And whatever the journey was that got you to get to that point may have been the motivation to get you on the right track. So reaffirm your boundaries. Love yourself. Don't place yourself in toxic situations. I mean, if they love you, God is going to place them in your life. They're going to be there. You know, you're going to always see them in your life. That's just how it is. But it is not your responsibility to remain stagnant. You're doing yourself an injustice, okay? We see that, ladies. We see you through that time and time again. You're hoping that you get a different outcome, and you're stuttering your steps. For what? Or you're allowing someone to discredit your self-worth. Why? Why are you doing that? They need to grow up because they're holding you back. But you know that, don't you? That's why emotionally there's an imbalance. It's time to reset that. So I've gone over my time. Now is the time that real recognizes real. And if it doesn't feel right, 9 times out of 10, it is not right. And you deserve so much more. So please look at your environment, guys. Please do so, because you have to do the work. Do not make the mistake like most people, living a life of denial. And what happens to those people? They end up becoming bitter because they settled into a life that was not theirs. And what happens to those people? They end up being alone. But their ego tells them every day otherwise. But the reality tells them something else. Don't end up like that. Don't play yourself short, okay? Cut the crap out of your life. God's praying for you. You know I am. Stay blessed.